shit, we're back.
Hey guys.
Austinite podcast. Hope everybody had a happy holidays, happy New Year's, but we're back. Took a little bit of a hiatus. Chalk wall's still up. Got a little bit of a new setup. So what do you think about it, fam?
We're just trying this new setup out. We were like, why not give it a try? And our chalk wall is pretty full now. If you get to stop by, definitely write your name on the wall. But yeah, we're excited. It's just us today. So.
Yeah, no special guests today, but we decided, since we haven't formally introduced ourselves, we thought we'd just sit down for a second, tell our story from the Austinite team. We got Pamela Castro over here, of course, of the Castro family that opened this place up. I'm David, Pam's boyfriend, and we just kind of started this thing about, what, in 2020, right?
2020, the end of 2020.
And at that point, we were together for about, like, year and a half, a little bit.
Everyone asked that question. Everyone's like, so did David come in knowing all of this or what? Knowing we had all of this? But no, he actually was here before any of this even started. So
yeah, it was crazy. I think we both got called down here on the same day because they've had this property for a while, and then we both kind of sat down in the front room where all the products are now, and it was just literally a table, and they had some COAs, crazy. And they're like, we're doing this thing. Yeah,
it was completely empty. If you come into, if you've seen the shop, of course it's all decked out now. There's all of the merchandise and all that, the structure, what is it, fixtures?
Yep.
But when we first came in to look at it, there was literally a table, a single table. There's nothing. It looked
like
here.
A house, yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're about to open this up. And we, at the time, we didn't have this logo. We had the vintage logo now.
Yeah, with the state of Texas on there. But yeah, we got called down here one day. We had regular jobs. That's where we had met at our regular jobs, and we were still students in school. So we commute from San Marcos to Austin too. That was another big thing getting over here. But they were like, we need y'all's help if we want to do it right. We need to do it the right way with the family and everything like that. So at that point, I was the only person that wasn't blood that was in this thing. So it felt crazy from an outsider's perspective. But what were your first impressions when they kind of first called us down here and said we're doing it?
So I remember always telling Stella in case y'all didn't know, Stella's my stepmom and my dad's Charles Castro. So
some true Austinites.
Yes, I always was encouraging her and telling her yeah, if this is something you want to do, it's only gonna grow because right now in Texas we're still fighting for legalization. So it's a market that we haven't even really been able to tap into yet. So it's why not start now? Yep. And then I remember when she went to go see her first grow, and then she took my dad, and then I don't think you went on the first one, but she took me and my brother to go see our first hemp grow in Texas, and that was in 2020.
Yeah.
My brother was 18 at the time, and I had just turned 20 at the time. So yeah, that was the first time we saw our first grow, and it was crazy. It was wow, they're growing hemp or
where we grew up too, where we've always called
in
home.
Texas.
Yeah.
So it was kind of mind blowing to see that.
To see Pam's reaction, even I wish I would have gone that day. But yeah, ever since then we just kept getting active, kept educating ourselves, because I feel like I didn't know too much about CBD at the time. I remember being a college student and walking into Texas CBD stores and seeing flower on the shelves for the first time.
I remember that too.
They kind of educated us on everything like that and how the laws are working, and even how the legal forms of THC like Delta 8 were coming into play, and how we could.
Because the hemp bill, it was of 2018, but it was activated or started in 2019.
Yeah.
And then we opened up in 2020. So literally right after, and I think it was right before we even started was the first time we saw flower in the store. And I don't know if y'all remember this, but being a Texan, going into your smoke shop, just picking up wraps or trying to buy glass, and then you see flower for the first time in the shop, that was mind blowing enough, alone. So imagine.
And it really didn't matter if it was hemp. It's what is that? That's crazy to see. Yeah,
because they had never had anything like that before. So, and then seeing that to going and seeing a real farm, it was just
crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So.
And I just remember being in college student, like you said, just wanting to learn more and educate myself more. And then all of a sudden we're just thrown into the front lines.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, now you guys got to learn it, but you also got to teach, everybody in Austin, because they don't know too much, let alone about CBD. But now they can get some THC in Texas too. So it's like we got to equally play to both sides and make sure all our patients get the right information too. So that was a pretty crazy thing. So
that happened, and then we had like a soft opening. We opened up really slow at first just because
it was a process. We had so much hurdles to go through with getting licenses and figuring out that our products were good and testing them out.
And just because, we were new to the game, so how do you enter this in a state where we're the first, literally, like no one else has done something like this. We're the first, like, you're seeing of this. So so then we had like a bunch of soft openings, and we opened during COVID. So at first, the big front of the stores, we had like the glass shields that like you see at like HEB and stuff like that.
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Just to like slow the spread or whatever of COVID. So we were like, checking people out behind the glass. And then as COVID, it had gotten better and stuff, we eventually got rid of those. And then like just seeing where we are today now.
It's just crazy because there was no real like guidebook or like outline like how to do this. So we were really each day coming down here, all of us, and figuring out how we're gonna make it work and how to get things going. But then eventually we made some really cool relationships from just chilling here in Texas and networking here, but also going to conventions. We went to NOCO, we went to Lucky Leaf.
Our first convention was Lucky Leaf?
No, I want to say it was NOCO in Denver.
NOCO.
But then we did do Lucky Leaf in Austin. Those are both super awesome. We met a whole bunch of cool people like Excite, Patsy's Candies, like so many awesome people, Power Hitter, that we still work with today. And it's like that. I think that's why we still try to make it a priority to go to these type of conventions. Yeah.
So our first convention, NOCO, that was really cool. That was the first time we traveled outside of the state to go to a convention. Yep. And so we met a lot of cool people there, and then we did Lucky Leaf, and then after that we did Champs in Vegas.
Yeah. I want to say there was another one, but Stella and Charles went to MJ BizCon too, so I think we've done a whole bunch of them by now.
But anyways, a year into our like cannabis journey, I guess you could say, we decided to venture off into Oklahoma. Yep. And that was a whole thing itself.
For me, and I think for everybody else too, it felt like at that time we had just got Austin in the system that it needed to be, with the team it needed to be, and then they were just like, how can we make this thing go crazier? Like, let's go to do some medical stuff in Oklahoma. So it was like kind of pushing the reset button, but we still got this whole well-oiled system over here in Austin that we got to keep running too. So it's been crazy. And
shout out to our team, because like we said, we started with just us, and then we picked up Alita, who has been an amazing contribution to. And
then we got Hayden.
Company. Yeah, then Hayden came along, and he's helped out a lot too.
Even with hosting some events and everything like that.
And Austinite is all about the community, all about the people. We've been about that since the beginning. We've always hosted events, even if they're super small or like
intimate or just something like that.
We just try to get the community together and try to like give back to the like cannabis culture. So if you've never been to one of our events, definitely check that out, because we've been doing those from the beginning, and those aren't going away anytime soon.
And I think those come from us all being consumers before we were in this industry. We always wanted a place where we could just come and chill with our friends and just have
safe haven almost.
Yep.
So then after Hayden, we got Aaliyah, and so our Aaliyah's back here. But so our team here in Austinite has grown a lot, and we've been lucky to have like some great people
that are like-minded.
To where we can we're able to venture off into Oklahoma.
Yeah, because it felt like once they decided, Charles and Stella, we're moving to Oklahoma, it's kind of like we had to step up in an even bigger way too, because they were gone, most of the month, up there working, getting contracts done, getting licenses, all the whole same deal, just over there with a lot more restrictions because it's medical.
And so if you don't know, me, David, and my brother, honestly, all three of us had to step up an incredible amount, because like he had mentioned, they went out to Oklahoma, so they are, back and forth a lot And so we kind of hold it down here and like make sure everything's running properly. You're probably talking to one of us if we're ordering products from you, if we go to the conventions, all kinds of stuff.
Or if you see us at an event, we're running the food stand, we're doing everything.
If you're asking for a manager, it's gonna be probably one of us. So
say hi. But yeah.
So
it was a huge step, but I think it was worth it in the long run because look at where we're at now,
and we've learned so much about like learning. And like David said earlier, we are still college students. We're actually graduating in 2023 from Texas State.
Ooh.
Yep.
Senior year. So what's your major for everybody to know? Aaliyah's got us.
Yeah. My major is horticulture, so plant science. For those that don't know, it falls under agriculture, which is ag science. So that's my whole major. And then what about you?
So I'm an electronic media major, and I'm also going to get my minor in horticulture too, so a little bit of plant science here, but that definitely comes from being in this industry and wanting to just continue my career in this industry when we do graduate, this semester pretty soon, so it's exciting.
Yeah, so we definitely have gotten some great experience, like running, like we know how to run a business, so
and it also trips out our classmates all the time too. Like we invite them all the time to our events, and they're like, dang, y'all do this on top of studying all this stuff, and it's like
full-time students, and it's like full-time job. So I mean, all you need is that drive, like you can do it. But super excited to be graduating and being able to enter the like industry as like our own persona. So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, so right now we do kind of create our own content under Pothead Entertainment, but we are kind of maybe thinking about rebranding, restructuring that, and kind of keeping that thing going. Definitely keeping it going though, if it's not Pothead or whatever it is, but you can continue to find us, anytime.
Yeah. And we do have a terp code with Pothead Entertainment.
Yep. So you can use code PHE710 at boundless.com for terp pens or any other products that they have, Vexel or anything like that. And I believe it's 15% off with that code PHE710 at boundless.com, y'all. So.
Yep. So that's our first little discount code. So it's pretty exciting to have that and just see us grow individually. But what else?
So
Oklahoma?
what do you think the hardest part of opening the stores down there was, like, compared to Austin? Biggest headache, maybe.
So I would say, like, my dad says all the time, like, down here it is very family based. Like, we're here, and then my brother's here, my sister's here, and then we kind of already did build a really good team down here. So the hardest part down there is kind of finding like-minded people who are willing to really like expand the community like the way we want to. Not that it's impossible, we just are trying to find the right people right now.
We definitely have to. We definitely have a really good set of core of bud tenders out there and everything like that. But we're just, as we expand, as we get these other locations, we're going to need a bigger team. And it's just to be outsiders going into a situation like that, it is kind of hard to find a good team player. So if you're in Oklahoma and you want to be a bud tender, get in the cannabis industry, man, hit us up.
And want to get experience on building a business, or helping build a business. That's
something about us is we're super small, so you'll be super close knit to the center of it. You'll be planning events or whatever fits your skill set. When we're here for it, because we do have such a small team, we're always looking to expand or collab or whatever. So hit us up. We're always open to it. We'll hit you back.
And so in Oklahoma, we are at Ardmore.
We're in Ardmore currently. Yep, we just moved out of Lone Grove, so we're about a mile up the road in Ardmore. On Broadway Street.
For those that don't know, Ardmore is literally like 30 minutes from
Thackerville, so right there on the border where Windstar Casino and everything like that. So Dallas is like maybe an hour away. With traffic.
So if you're in Dallas, you could drive an hour up into Oklahoma, and we're right there. And then we just purchased Marietta as well. That's even closer to the border. So that one will be up and running by the end of this year, 2023 for sure.
So Marietta is like about 3.5 hours from Austin.
And not too bad at all.
Ardmore would just be about even 4 from here, and it's I think it's usually 4 hours and 20 minutes when we map it out from here. So it's pretty crazy to see, but you can get from one Austinite to another one, medical to hemp derived, in just 4 hours and 20 minutes.
And out there is very interesting, very cool right now because they are like kind of in the process of going recreational. Right now it is just medical, so you do need your medical license to enter the dispensaries out there, which I've heard it is not too hard to get. I've heard the biggest hurdle is the application fee.
Yep.
But once you have your medical license, you can enter any medical dispensary down there. You do have to be an Oklahoma resident,
Yes.
but pretty soon we're thinking that it's going to be rec.
Fingers crossed.
The election's in March.
Yep.
And after that, we I think a few months later,
I think 9 months. Yeah, we were just talking about that on the last episode. Yeah.
We should be all good to go, and recreational should be happening. So it'll be really exciting because I think that experience is going to be amazing. Like, you can, that's like an experience that
changes the game.
Yeah, that a lot of people would die to have, honestly.
Yeah. So whether it was maybe moving to Oklahoma from Austin, or maybe even opening this store, maybe meeting people or traveling to conventions, what's your favorite aspect of the industry? We always ask everybody else, but I want to know yours.
Mine, I think it is meeting people. I think it's both the conventions and our events, just because it's really like the whole community, I guess that's the better word to say. Just meeting everyone, whether it's from the industry or just consumers that come to us to consume. Meeting all of those people and like hearing those stories and everything, like, or even medical patients too, hearing their stories and how like beneficial like cannabis has been to them. Those are some of my favorite stories.
I would agree completely, yeah, because I think the cool thing about us, I always say, is that we were all consumers before we were in the industry. So it's like, it's crazy to see, like, because I was a kid in Texas, like just like we were, and it's like, this is the industry that I always dreamed it would be, like, it's many social medias like YouTube or even Instagram will kind of ban this type of content, so it's hard to find as a kid that's just looking for something entertaining, when you're smoking with your friends. But as you get into the industry and you get to personally meet some of these people, man, it's crazy. Because being just a kid from Texas, and we're just college kids. A couple years ago, we were just college kids working at a grocery store, and we were trying to figure out our own career. Pam was a pre-vet major, and now, as you can see, as we're finishing up, I think everybody probably changes their majors, but I think this happened for the best for both of us, because it introduced us to an industry that we can possibly spend our working lives in after post school, so I think that is the best part. So where do you want to see Austinite go in the future?
I definitely think, we already made it out to Oklahoma. I want to see us grow in Texas a little bit more, but I don't think we're going to stop with Oklahoma. I do want to see us hopefully in multiple states as well. So I think that is my biggest goal for Austinite. Just
keep on growing.
Yeah.
And I think it's inevitable, especially with that election in March that's going to happen. It's already January, so time flies when you're having fun and working.
And so I'm trying to think if we're missing anything that people would want to hear.
I'm like, we got to think of a crazy story. We have so many crazy stories.
Yeah, we do. Like, if y'all have any questions too and want to ask us like specific questions, like,
it's hard. As when you're a college kid, you're already out with your friends. We have stories taking care of friends. We have crazy stuff not even related to cannabis. But then it's like when you get in the mix of this, and we always say, we should have a reality show. I think we're the originators of that idea here. Like, we should have a fucking reality show with all.
Yeah, if y'all could see everything that goes on behind the scenes. I guess maybe, so just to tell y'all everything, like.
Give it a little rundown.
Yeah, like, we're college students. We're together. Obviously, we live together. We have a dog and a cat. My little sister, she does circ. She performs. She's had gigs at SeaWorld already, and like she travels.
And she's what, 16?
She's 16. She travels already. So by the time she's 17 or 18, she's already going to have
a contract and a show.
Signs, and she's going to be on the road as soon
You'll be buying tickets to see Gabby Castro.
As soon as she's legal. So, and then we have mom and dad who are constantly back and forth, Texas to Oklahoma,
hustlers.
Yeah, opening other businesses. On top of that, in case y'all didn't know, we also have Cannabis Combat, and we also have eCastro Trucking.
Which both are continuing to grow. We just got an eCastro lot for all that.
With Austinite Cannabisco.
Yep.
And then my brother as well. Like I said, he's always here, like a main manager here at Austinite as well. So, you could imagine our lives, like,
It's just
it's very
one
hectic.
thing to another.
It's very crazy. So I mean, a reality
fun,
show would probably be amazing. It'd be very entertaining with all that we go through. So
yeah. You got anything else? We're just at about 20 minutes right here exactly. So what do you think about that?
I think that's pretty good.
Maybe keeping it a little bit shorter. We will have some special guests coming very soon. 2023 is going to be a packed year.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely forgot some stuff, but I mean, I can't.
We'll be back. We are your regular hosts. Come check us out, Pothead Entertainment. We do just documenting from college life to cannabis life and everything in between, pretty much. We do have a dog and a cat that we always spoil and maybe a little bit too much. We grow plants at home all the time, so just come check that out.
And if you follow Pothead Entertainment, you'll see, like you said, college life on campus. We didn't even talk about that. That's one thing we could touch on really quickly is for our major, since he's minoring in horticulture and that is my whole major, we're constantly in the greenhouse and we're constantly at the Texas State Farm planting, seeding, germinating, everything that you can think of.
Even identifying plants, learning how to identify plants, and
learning soil science is a big one, just regenerative agriculture. So we're learning about all that stuff. So that's some more of just us things that if you want to get in touch with, you could follow on Pothead Entertainment.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to keep up with.
And that name might be changing soon, just letting everyone know. We're brainstorming, and as we are maturing, that was something that we created, maybe a year or two ago? And so as we are maturing and we're about to graduate, we are just
thinking more long-term goals, what we want it to become, especially doing shows and podcasts like this, or maybe creating content for, other cannabis creators or stuff like that. Just anything we can do now that we've met other people in this industry, like I'm saying, and it's kind of everything we've dreamed of. It's like, why not dive in head first? So I think Pothead was maybe a little bit surface level, but we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and if y'all ever need any digital designs made, check out Austinite's page. All of the content that is created is most likely us.
Yeah, that's
so if you need any flyers, if you need any digital art, any digital media of any kind, hit us up and we'll probably provide.
Just stay in touch. We'll always be y'all's Austinite podcast host. So we are going to have, next time we have some special guests, we're not going to reveal yet, but we've got some pretty dope events coming up. So we're going to squeeze in a podcast here and there.
All right. I think that's everything then. All that I can think of.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thank y'all for watching. And until next time, stay high and come and toke it.